Good.
A dream is a wish your heart makes. Hakuna Matata, to infinity and beyond. As many of you might have guessed, I'm going to be talking about Disney movies today. I'm a bit of a Disney fanatic, I have to admit it, and I've had a passion for animation for a long time now. In fact, if I wasn't in nursing school, I'd probably be doing something in animation myself. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the categories that these Disney movies are sorted into. These include the pre-Renaissance, Renaissance, post-Renaissance, and revival eras. We're going to start with the pre-Renaissance era. These are some of the movies that are included. It was kind of the first main era of Disney movies, and it was they're considered like the classics of the Disney movies. This era came to an end, however, as they started to compete with Universal Studios, and they had to change their animation style a little bit just to keep themselves relevant. So, next came the Renaissance era. This era actually started with the movie The Little Mermaid, and although it was written during the pre-Renaissance era, it wasn't produced until this time period. And then they came out with Beauty and the Beast, as many of you know. These are a lot of the movies that we think about when we think of Disney movies. Beauty and the Beast actually was nominated for and won several Academy and Golden Globe Awards. Aladdin and The Lion King were also the highest worldwide grosses of their release years. This era also came to an end as they had to change their animation style once again to stay in the competition as they competed with DreamWorks this time though. So next we have the post-Renaissance era. This was when Disney partnered with Pixar and they actually ended up buying out Pixar. They had tried this before with Toy Story, which was actually made during the Renaissance era. Now though, they partnered with them, bought them, and all these movies were made. These movies were a lot of computer-generated imagery, which is called CGI movies, and they kind of don't have the same musical qualities. So a lot of the Renaissance era, they had like many songs throughout the movie. They made it almost like a musical, but it was animated. These ones kind of lost that, although they did have soundtracks still. So next we have the revival era, which is kind of simultaneous to the post-Renaissance era. So there's only 3 movies in it so far because we're kind of in the middle of this right now. The Princess and the Frog was a return to the original pre-Renaissance style of hand-drawn animation. Then they made Tangled, and that's another computer-generated imagery movie. They also had some musical quality to them, and so that puts them in the revival category. Also in this category was Winnie the Pooh, which was a kind of a flashback to the first movie that was made in the pre-Renaissance era. This is by no means an all-inclusive list, and there are many other categories that people like to fit these movies into. Walt Disney once said, "Animation can explain whatever the mind of man can conceive." My hope is that all of you can find a way to make your imagination alive and allow it to thrive.